Thank you, Senator. Mr. DeLu, yesterday I had the opportunity to ask Mr. Morse questions about his role as Deputy Director in the Office of Presidential Personnel. He told me in a meeting in my office when I asked him if he would ever do anything illegal, he said no. I appreciated that. But during the hearing, he refused to answer any of my questions about the firings he carried out, saying they were subject to litigation. However, Mr. Morse's actions have a direct link to your nomination today because he wrote the email illegally firing Vice Chair Alvin Brown from the National Transportation Safety Board. Yes or no, is your nomination to the NTSB to take the vacancy left by Mr. Brown's firing?
Senator, I thank you for the question. I have an expertise flying aircraft and aviation safety. I'm eager to serve on the NTSB, but I'm not a constitutional lawyer. So your question, which I certainly understand, I will respectfully have to leave that with the courts and the legal process.
Which position would you be taking? Is there a vacant position today?
Sir, I've just been nominated to be one of the board members at the NTSB.
You don't know which position it is?
Sir, I believe it's an open position currently, but
I don't think it's a question from anyone here. It's not up to the courts. I'm surprised you won't even answer that one. But well, I'll move on. I'm not trying to play gotcha here. Just that's fact. Anyone dispute that? Hearing none. Yes or no, does the NTSB have a, quote, for cause removal criteria, which says that, quote, the president may remove a member for inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance in office? And if you need the statute, it's 49 U.S.C. section 1111C, and I can get a copy of it if you need to see it.
Yes, Senator.
Yes or no, did Mr. Brown file a lawsuit suing the Trump administration for his illegal removal from the position at NTSB?
Senator, thank you for that question. Quite frankly, I'm not aware of I hear rumors, I hear some stories in the media, but I am not aware of official lawsuits. I'm not aware of it.
Fact, Mr. Brown filed a lawsuit. I don't know if there's any dispute. Yes or no, has Mr. Brown's case been resolved?
Not that I'm aware of, Senator.
Do you believe in the judicial process?
Yes, Senator.
Last week, I joined my Democratic colleagues in a letter to the chairman urging him not to move forward with this hearing on NTSB Vice Chair Brown's replacement. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, Vice Chair Brown is actively challenging his unlawful removal in court. If the Senate moves forward to confirm the replacement and the courts then reinstate Vice Chair Brown to the NTSB, we could have 2 Senate-confirmed board members for only 1 position. My question, Captain DeLu, if the court rules in favor of Vice Chair Brown and direct him to be reinstated, will you commit to stepping aside swiftly?
Senator, that is something that I have not considered or thought about, but if that situation was to arise, I would reach out and talk to the General Counsel of the NTSB and possibly the Department of Justice.
Appreciate that. Mr. Schultz, since you currently serve on the Surface Transportation Board, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Or Ms. Schultz, I apologize. Yes or no, is the Surface Transportation Board an independent federal agency?
Sorry. Yes, Senator.
Yes
by way
or
of
no?
Statute.
Yes or no, did Board Chair Patrick Fuchs send an email to all career staff placing political blame for the shutdown?
Chairman Fuchs sent an email indicating that there was an impending shutdown.
Did he put blame on someone? One party or the other?
There was language within the email that indicated that, yes.
So, in fact, he did place political blame for the shutdown. The reason I say this is statements like these are very concerning. As you know, there's a law that passed Congress years ago. It was actually by a New Mexico U.S. Senator, Senator Hatch. It's called the Hatch Act. And this could be seen as a violation of the Hatch Act. Ms. Schultz, in your opening statement from your prior confirmation hearing, you wrote, quote, "It is incumbent upon the board to approach matters brought before it by conducting a thorough analysis of the facts and adjudicating matters in an impartial manner within the bounds of its jurisdiction and the law. However, the president has made it clear that agencies like the STB should not be independent, but wholly beholden to the president's direction and demands. How can the STB effectively function while subjected to political interference and coercion?" Is it possible? How can the STB effectively function while subjected to political interference and coercion.
I'm sorry, Senator, I couldn't hear the last portion. While,
How can the STB function effectively if they are subjected to political interference and coercion?
coercion, sorry, sir.
I have an accent, I apologize.
I couldn't hear the last part, I'm sorry. Senator, I appreciate the concern that you've raised. I would also go back to, I believe, what you opened with, which is the STB is an independent agency. It's contained within statute. And I can say that if confirmed, I will uphold and apply the law in a fair and impartial way.
I appreciate it. I have other questions, but I want to be mindful of my colleagues as well. Very much appreciate your response, Bishops.